Hey there, welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really digging into an incredible ancient story. It's absolutely packed with things like surprising hospitality, a really challenging divine promise, and, well, a truly bold negotiation for justice.
Hmm. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, and we're pulling our insights from excerpts of Abraham's guests, Sarah's laughter, and Sodom's fate.
A really rich source.
Definitely. So our mission for this deep dive, we want to unpack the key insights, maybe some surprising facts, and really explore what this profound narrative reveals, about human character, divine interaction, even the nature of justice itself.
Yeah, what happens when the ordinary meets the extraordinary?
Exactly. So get ready, because we're about to explore that intersection in ways you might not expect. Okay, let's jump right in. Our story opens with Abraham. He is chilling in the plains of Mamre, sitting at his tent door, probably trying to escape the midday heat.
Pretty vivid scene setting.
It is. And then he lifts his eyes, and boom, he spots three men standing nearby.
Just appeared, seemingly.
Right. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. His reaction isn't just, polite nodding. It's immediate. It's energetic.
He doesn't wait.
No. The text says he runs to meet them, bows himself right down to the ground.
Wow. Okay. Full deference.
Total deference. He practically pleads with them, don't just pass by, please stay with your servant. Offers water for their feet, rest under a tree.
Standard hospitality also.
Yeah, standard sounding. And he offers a morsel of bread to refresh them. Sounds pretty humble, right?
It does, but that morsel of bread is key, isn't it? Because what actually happens is it blows up into something incredibly lavish.
Totally. Explain that a bit.
Well, in that culture, hospitality was, sacred. But Abraham running and then hastening Sarah, telling her to quickly make cakes from 3 measures of fine meal.
Which is a lot of flour.
A huge amount for 3 guys, way over the top. And then he runs again to the herd, picks out a calf tender and good, gets a young man to hasten its preparation.
So much urgency. Hasten, hasten, run, run.
Exactly. This isn't just good manners, it's radical. It's almost sacrificial generosity. It kind of signals he instinctively knows these aren't just any travelers. Like he senses something profound.
Right. And this willingness to go so far beyond the ordinary, it really sets the stage for everything that follows.
And then the culmination, Abraham himself takes the butter, the milk, the dressed calf, sets it all before them. But here's the kicker for me.
What's that?
He then stands by them under the tree while they eat.
Ah, yeah. Serving them.
Exactly. You, the listener, should think about that. A venerable host, this respected patriarch, standing in attendance while his guests eat the feast he just rushed around to prepare.
It's more than humility. It's profound deference, like you said earlier. It underlines the extraordinary nature of this whole encounter.
Totally. So, okay, with that incredible scene of hospitality as the backdrop, the narrative takes this pivotal turn.
Right, after they've eaten.
The guests ask, "Where is Sarah, thy wife?" Abraham replies, simply, "Behold," in the tent.
And then comes the bombshell. Yeah. One of the guests, who the text makes clear is the Lord. The divine presence itself declares this astonishing prophecy. He says, "I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life, and lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son."
And the shock value here, for Abraham, for Sarah listening in, and even for us reading it, it comes from the context, right?
Absolutely. Tell us about that.
The text is really explicit. It says, Abraham and Sarah were old and well-stricken in age.
Old. Not just middle-aged, old.
Right. And for Sarah specifically, it adds that it had ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women.
Meaning biologically?
Biologically, it was impossible. This isn't just a surprise late-life pregnancy. It's presented as a fundamental challenge to human limitation, a demonstration of divine power over, nature itself.
And Sarah, she's inside the tent. She hears this. How does she react?
Exactly how you might expect, given everything we just said.
She laughs.
Yes, she laughs within herself. It wasn't necessarily out loud mocking, more like an internal, maybe incredulous, perhaps even slightly bitter laugh.
Yeah, the text even gives us her inner thoughts. After I'm waxed old, shall I have pleasure in my Lord being old? Also, seriously, now, when we're both ancient.
It's such a human reaction, isn't it? That internal skepticism when faced with something that just seems utterly impossible.
Makes you wonder what our own laughter looks like when we encounter something unbelievable.
And it's right at that moment, that incredibly private, internal moment of doubt.
The Lord knows. Instantly.
Instantly, he asked Abraham, "Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I of a surety bear a child, which am old?" You heard her silent thought.
Chilling almost, that level of awareness.
It is. And the question that follows isn't just rhetorical. It's this powerful declaration. Is anything too hard for the Lord?
Wow. That line just hangs there.
It really does. It's followed by a reiteration of the promise. At the time appointed, I will return unto thee, and Sarah shall have a son. No ambiguity. Divine power transcends limitations.
So Sarah's caught out, basically. How does she respond to that?
Fear, immediate denial. She says, I laughed not, for she was afraid.
Understandable, maybe? Being called out by the divine?
Sure, but the response she gets is just as direct, unwavering.
What does the Lord say?
Nay, but thou didst laugh.
Oof. No escape.
None. No hiding from that insight. It really highlights the incredible intimacy, maybe even the unnerving intimacy of this divine interaction.
Okay. So a life-altering promise delivered, a moment of human doubt exposed and addressed. What happens next?
Well, the focus shifts quite dramatically.
Right. The text says the men rise up, they look toward Sodom. It signals a completely new and, frankly, more ominous direction.
Yeah, a new chapter. And Abraham, still the host, accompanies them part of the way. He walks with them.
And this is where we get that fascinating glimpse, like you said, behind the curtain.
Exactly. The Lord has this internal deliberation recorded in the text. Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do?
Why even ask that? Why consider telling Abraham?
The reasoning given is profound. It's tied directly to Abraham's destiny and character. Because Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and through him all the nations of the earth shall be blessed. That's the potential.
Okay, his future role.
But also his present character. Critically, it says, for I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment.
Ah, justice and judgment. That's key.
It's absolutely fundamental. That expectation of justice is precisely why the Lord decides not to hide the plan regarding Sodom from him. Abraham is meant to be a partner in understanding divine justice.
So what is the plan? Why are they looking towards Sodom?
The reason given is stark. The divine presence states, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous.
A cry, like an outcry against injustice.
Precisely. An outcry demanding attention. So the intention is stated, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it. And if not, I will know.
So it's like an investigation, a verification mission.
Kind of a divine fact-finding mission, yes. To confirm if the situation is truly as bad as the outcry suggests before judgment falls.
Okay. And then what happens with the group?
This is where the paths diverge. The two other men, the companions, they turn and head directly toward Sodom.
But Abraham doesn't go with them.
No. The text says Abraham stood yet before the Lord. He remains.
Just him and the Lord.
Just him and the Lord. And this specific moment, this pause, it sets the stage for this remarkable, truly unprecedented interaction that's about to happen.
A negotiation.
The negotiation, the intercession.
And what an interaction it is. Abraham draws near. Not timidly, right?
Not at all. He comes forward with this direct, almost challenging question. Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
Right out of the gate, challenging the premise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he immediately follows with his first proposition. Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein?
He's pushing for mercy based on the presence of the innocent.
Exactly. And this isn't just questioning. It's a profound act of faith, actually. He's holding the divine to, well, its own standard of righteousness.
How so?
He says, that be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked. And then the clincher. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?
Wow. He's appealing to God's own nature.
He is. He's asserting that justice isn't just some arbitrary act. It should be consistent. It should be right. And crucially, how does the Lord respond?
He agrees. For 50.
He agrees immediately. If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. The principle is accepted.
Okay, but Abraham doesn't stop there. Even though he just boldly questioned God, he then shows humility again.
Right, that's so important. He says, behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes.
Acknowledging his place before he pushes further.
Exactly. It's this amazing blend of boldness and humility. I know who I am speaking to you, but I have to ask.
And that persistence leads to this extraordinary bargaining session.
It really is extraordinary. He doesn't stop at 50. He methodically chips away at the number.
Walk us through it.
Okay, so he starts at 50, the Lord agrees. Then Abraham, after that dust and ashes bit, says, what if there are only 45?
Still pleading, oh, let not the Lord be angry.
Yes, he keeps adding that qualifier. It shows his awareness of the audacity, maybe. So 45, the Lord agrees again. I will not destroy it for 45.
And
Then Abraham pushes again. 40.
and the Lord,
Agrees. I will not do it for 40's sake.
he keeps going, down to 30.
Down to 30. Same plea. Oh, let not the Lord be angry. Same agreement.
20.
20. The Lord agrees again.
This is incredible. He's really testing the limits here.
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
And finally, his last push. He says, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there.
Just 10 righteous people.
Just 10. And the Lord's response,
I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
exactly. Yeah. Each reduction isn't just about the number. It feels like Abraham is probing the depths of divine mercy, showing how much he values every single righteous person,
Yeah.
and maybe showing his belief in the power of persistent intercession.
It's like a masterclass in negotiation, but the stakes are entire cities.
Right. And he's leading it, pushing for lives based on this principle of justice.
So how does this incredible dialogue end?
It concludes quite simply. The Lord goes his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham. The conversation's over.
And Abraham.
Abraham returns to his place, back to his tent. Just, wow. What an astonishing display of a human engaging so directly, so boldly with the divine, all on behalf of others. Strangers, really.
So let's recap. We've journeyed through this really intense ancient text today. We started with that incredible, almost over-the-top hospitality from Abraham to these strangers.
Strangers who turned out to be divine messengers,
Right. Then that totally unexpected, biologically defiant promise of a son to Sarah,
leading to her very understandable, very human internal laughter and denial.
which was immediately perceived and addressed. And then this pivot to the fate of Sodom and Abraham's truly remarkable, bold dialogue, bargaining for justice.
This deep dive, I think, gives us such powerful insights, not just into the story, but into ideas about divine justice and mercy.
How so?
Well, it highlights the crucial role an individual can play in seeking justice. Abraham wasn't passive. He actively engaged, he argued. Based on that principle, he was expected to uphold, to do justice and judgment.
And he did it for others, even for people in a city known for its wickedness.
Exactly, and it reveals a divine openness to being, well, challenged, or at least engaged with, an openness to human intercession that many might find quite surprising. God listened and agreed repeatedly.
Yeah, that back and forth is striking. So wrapping up, this deep dive really shows Abraham pushing the boundaries, doesn't it? Testing what's possible in a conversation with the divine, literally bargaining for the lives of strangers.
He really does.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. What does this story, Abraham's persistence, his haggling for righteousness, suggest to you about the power of that persistence? And maybe about the value placed on even a small number, just 10 righteous individuals, in potentially shaping the course of events? Something to think about.